right, hey, thanks for joining us. This is Dan Spransy, and this is Tony Tucci. We're both with Realty Executives Cooper Spransy here in Madison, Wisconsin. And I wanted to take the time and do an interview with Tony and just get a little background on his business, where his business comes from, and just hopefully helpful information for a new realtor or even an experienced realtor who's wondering how to kick it up a notch. So, model citizen right here, Tony Tucci here with Realty Executives.
Exactly.
So, all right, Tony, how long have we known each other? First of all, give a little background.
We just had to ask that.
We did have to
figure that out. So it's been a long time. If you had to ask how long we've known each other, you know it's been a long time.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I think it's been about 12 or 13 years at least.
Yeah.
We go way back.
Yeah, I think that's about right. And you've got 4 boys?
4 boys, yep. And our 5th one is due in 2 months.
Yeah.
So we'll have a complete basketball team in about 2 months. Here.
All boys.
All boys, yep.
And the question that I have, well, first off, what are the ages then? What's the oldest one?
So Michael's 9, Caleb's 7, T-Bone's almost 5, Johnny is 2, and then new baby will be due in November.
Okay, so the question that I have is, how did you keep your hair?
Yeah.
Because I got 3 girls. I'm not even, I'm like, not even 3/4 of the way there.
I don't know.
That'll be good education. This will be, the answer to this question is going to be huge for people that are looking at.
Yeah. I wish I had a good answer for that.
You don't have to have a good answer.
Yeah.
All right, and you're from West Bend originally.
West Bend, yep.
So not from the Madison area. What
Right.
brought you to Madison?
You asked me if I wanted to come work for you. And I was at a point in West Bend where there wasn't a lot going on. I had just graduated.
Okay.
And I was up for the challenge and for a new opportunity, and my wife Kirsten was on board, and so we thought we'd make it happen.
Okay, so what you did before this was you were in school?
So I was going to school full time, and I was working. I was selling life insurance and retirement planning. And at that time, I graduated in 2006. Kirsten had been married about 4 years, and I had 2 boys. Michael and Caleb were born at that point.
Okay.
So we moved here in 2006. Didn't really know anyone except for you and Beth, maybe a couple of other friends here. My brother lived here, but as far as business contacts, didn't really know too many people.
Yeah. I think that was the joke when you moved here, right? It was like the only people that you knew in Madison was everybody that I knew, so you weren't going to go stealing your boss's business.
Yeah, as far as the whole idea of getting a database
Yeah.
to connect with, it would have been all of your friends, and I thought that would have been poor form.
Yeah, probably. Probably. All right, so you've been in the business for how long then?
I've been just 6 years now.
6 years, pretty much on the nose. I mean,
Yep. Early September is when I got my license and started.
Okay, and tell me your sales numbers from when you got in the business through today.
So
year by year.
So I moved here in 2006. Didn't know anyone, and it was I think I got my real estate license on September 11th, and so I really had a steep learning curve on the business, getting to know the business and getting to know Madison as a whole. So
your first year, 2007.
Oh, right.
What'd you do?
I did 12 transactions.
12 transactions.
Yep.
And then moving through just so we can get the big snapshot.
Oh, yeah. So 2007 I did 12 transactions, and 2008 I did 19. Or I wrote it down. 21. 2008 was 21.
Okay.
2009 was 24, and then 2010 I did 19. So I dropped down a little bit. I got really involved in outside of business activities that year. A little bit distracted, and then I got refocused 2011, brought my transactions up to 21 again, and then this year today, 2012, I'm at 35 closed and pending. I'll probably end up around low 40s for the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the beginning when you first started. We'll come back to the other numbers later, but when you first started, how did you get 12 transactions your first year? By the way, 12 transactions with the average sale in Madison, I think you were at about $2 million in sales, roughly.
Maybe just over.
And that would have given you like gross commission of after your split and everything like that.
Maybe around 45 or something like that.
45% on your first full year.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good first year. I mean, if I could tell brand new people considering coming into real estate that they would do 45 in the first year. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
What did you do to get that? Where did those deals come from? You didn't know anybody, so.
I didn't know anybody. Two of the transactions came from my hometown in West Bend, which is an hour and a half away.
Okay.
So those almost don't even count.
So you had to drive back to West Bend.
I drove to West Bend. I sold 2 friends' houses.
Okay.
You know, so that was my sphere. Otherwise, 8 out of the 10 came from internet marketing.
Okay.
So you had developed and spent a lot of time and money kind of perfecting that, and just kind of passed on the system to me. And so I pretty diligently just followed up with the people who would. I'd pay for people to come to our website, and then I'd follow up with them.
Yeah.
And I would say 80% of my business came from that source.
Okay, and the other 2 came from?
The other 2 just came from, you know, maybe an open house or met someone while I was here.
Sure.
I was pretty heavily invested in the Latino market at that time.
Right.
And which is one of the reasons why I started, was because that market was pretty hot, so to speak, and so, but it also died that same year I started. So I think
things changed.
The 2 other sales probably came from that market, actually.
Okay, so you spent you spent money on marketing, driving people to the website.
Yeah.
What do you remember roughly what you spent per month?
It was between $200 and $300 a month.
Okay, so you
probably
spent
about $3,000 over the course of the year, I bet, on marketing.
So you spent $3,000 on marketing, but you consistently it's coming in every day or every week at least.
Yep.
To follow up with and kind of sharpen your skills, and those led to dollars in the bank.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, sweet. Was it just you? Did you have an assistant? Did you have any help?
Just me.
Okay. How about the training? Because you mentioned to me before we started taping here that you spent about 2 hours a day prospecting, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't necessarily have you didn't have that many leads.
Right.
Right? What else did you do in that 2 hours of prospecting?
So what I did was I had, you know, there may have been some old leads of yours that I just practiced with and followed up with. Once I had talked to so many people, there was people that I would go and follow up with and set up their searches, or just, you know, I'd have a great conversation with someone, I'd follow up with them the next week, and I'd follow up, you know, the week after that. So not the whole 2 hours was talking with new customers. A lot of that time was spent following up and nurturing on the relationship that I had established in the first conversation. Other than that, in those 2 hours, that was about it. Mostly just follow up.
Right. Okay, so you came on right when Cooper Spransy started.
Yeah.
That's you were, I think, you actually were our first hire. I believe.
Yeah.
So back then, you spent 2 hours on prospecting, but also as a brand new agent, brand new to the business, you needed to learn how to do what you need to do to become a realtor and sell houses, right?
Yep.
What did that look like for you at that time? Let's just get real and honest.
Yeah, well, I think I spent about the first week or 2, I spent a lot of time with you, doing some showings with you, meeting customers. That was about it. I would say the first 2 weeks was real hands-on. After that, should we cut it? I got a really important phone call coming in right now, so we should probably hold off for a second.
Okay, all right. At the very beginning, it was pretty hands-on. It was like kind of more one-on-one training with me at the beginning to learn how to actually do the duties of a realtor.
Yeah.
And then the selling part of it, again, that was also kind of hands-on, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of like, hey Tony, here's the script, here's how I do it.
Yeah.
And then you go do it. Right? That's what worked at the beginning.
Real hands-on the first couple of weeks, and then I would say in the first few months, anything I ever did, I would kind of jump in the office and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? And most times they were not great ideas, and then you'd say, hey, don't do that, or if it were me, I would do this, but you do whatever you want. A lot of that stuff. But that was in the first few months, and then I think even to this day, I probably ask you stuff that I probably don't need to, but I just like bouncing stuff off you. How would you handle this? You know, it's fun to be included.
It is. I like that too. So.